Welcome to the Rip 28 podcast. This is the Rip 28 podcast. It's a podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Now, some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we keep on talking about them on the Rip 28 podcast. I am your humble host, Slider Sports Guy, joined by a few of my good friends. This week, we start off with your favorite teacher's favorite teacher. What's going on, LBZ?
Man, it's BZ the Great, the educator's educator that's on education break right now, man. Just kicking it, getting ready to get this football season started. Let's go Bearcats.
And down we have our most favorite returning guest, the one and only S. Dot. What's going on, Carl?
Fellas, what to do? Glad to be here. I'm very happy to be here.
Well, we're very happy that you are here, Carl. We are very happy that you are here. Man, we getting things going, man. It's a lot of stuff going on out there in the world. I don't even know where to start, man. We got so much stuff going on out there. But check this, though. We always got to let you know, man, where you can find us, where we are. We are everywhere you want to be, Bron. Aren't we everywhere you want to be, Bron?
Man, listen, you can find us anywhere you can find a podcast. We're at Podbay. We're at Twitter, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, Podbay, Anchor. I mean, you have no reason, no excuses not to follow us. But we do have some friends that don't support us as they should, but we won't point fingers at anyone on the Rip 28 podcast.
Well, check this, man. It's too early in the episode for me to actually go and say the word I want to say, but we're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and say F them friends, because it's time for me to pop my collar right now. We're going to talk much stuff. It's too early. I can't say the word I want to say. We're going to talk much stuff because we got the rankings back. We got them ratings back. Go and wipe that dirt off the collar right here. We got our rankings from Spotify. We have have just crossed the threshold. For the past month, we have averaged 1,000 downloads for the first week of every podcast we've done. We talking about just the first 7 days out of each podcast we put on, we've averaged 1,000 downloads. Did I say it right? Did I say it? Did I say it for you? Bron.
Hey.
Pop my collar. I'm gonna pop the whole collar. If I had one, I'll pop it. I'm telling you, I'm talking about, and for those of you who don't understand, when we get our notes, when we, you go and look at our stats, look at our numbers and stuff like that, they'll tell you how many listeners you have, how many people downloaded each episode. Now, we got more than 1,000 listeners per episode, but what we're talking about, the stat that really matters, what these advertisers and stuff look at, they look at how many people watched those first 7 days. And those first 7 days for the past month, we have jumped over 1,000 listeners, 1,000 downloads for each episode for the past month. Now, because we were teetering, we worked our way up to about 700. Then we got 800. And I was like, okay, cool. We was at 900. Then we kind of dipped back down. Yep. But then we went back up. This past month, I don't know what it is, man. Hey, man. They feeling this. They feeling your boys, Shauna. They all on us.
And the ladies.
Back then they didn't want you.
Now
back then they didn't. Well, I don't know that they want
back
you.
Then back then they want you.
They want me now.
They don't want you.
They want me now.
Now they Rip 28 is hot.
Podcast wise, they want you.
Now the Rip 28 is hot. They all on you.
The Rip 28 podcast is hot. Now we still got to get them YouTube. Them YouTube numbers ain't where we need them to be. I don't know what it is about YouTube. YouTube ain't where we need YouTube to be. But
you're not short enough skin for YouTube.
I know, man. I'm doing all the good stuff on the Rip 28 OnlyFans page. I need to go ahead and get that for our regular page instead of our OnlyFans page, man.
Listen, I got the Hoochie Daddy shorts on the way.
First of all, shorts don't care who wear them. Because if you got them little legs,
Wait a minute, I wasn't talking about for me. You cut it. Now see, you throwing shots that don't need to be fired, Shauna.
My bad.
I just told you off air
right.
when we
You're
were pregnant. What did I say? That's messed up.
Look here, I'll put them on because I don't miss no leg days.
Shorts don't care.
Oh, look at this! Look at this bull crap. We got somebody on here talking about hello people in the comments. We got somebody who actually supposed to be on the show sitting up here talking about hello people. This Negro's supposed to be on the show. He's supposed to be working. He's supposed to be working.
That's one of those friends I've been talking about, but he decided that he would rear his ugly head.
He's supposed to actually be working tonight, but anyway though, just popping our collar. What I'm talking about, man. Hey, we doing this thing, man. We doing this thing nice and big. Shout out to all our listeners, all our people who have subscribed, who have followed, you know, who are weekly listeners, man. We appreciate that, man. We do, because that's a huge thing, man. That's a huge thing. You know, for this month, for this month, our total listens, we're right around I think we're at I lost that number.
But while you find that, let me tell them this. We also thank our guests that always come on, whether it be last minute, it's T. Nesbitt, Jermaine Greer, all those that have come on and plugged their businesses and came on and chopped it up with the guys and the ladies, man. We really appreciate y'all, because without y'all listening and viewing, I mean, we would, you know, there would be no need for RIP 28 podcast. So we really appreciate y'all, man. So we want to send y'all flowers and thank y'all so much.
We do. Shout out to you said Jermaine Greer. Shout out to our Southern Manor restaurant.
Gear, I think it is. Jermaine Gear.
Jermaine Greer. What I say? I said
Gear.
Gear. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check them out next time I'm home.
Next time, hey, for all of y'all in Columbia, man, ride on down there. I should have had the address with me while I'm shouting them out, but
it's Leesburg Road.
Leesburg Road, pretty long road, brother.
Yeah, I'm about to get it for you.
That's pretty long.
Google is your friend.
Yeah, look it up. Look it up. Look it up.
It is. The address to Southern Manor is 3210 Leesburg Road, Columbia, South Carolina, 29209.
Okay.
And that's Jermaine Gear. You will not be disappointed when you go. I promise you, you will not be disappointed.
The boy can cook now.
He can cook, and there's more to come to the menu. I hear.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what it is, but there's more to come to the menu. So, hey, I'll be there to taste test if you need me again. You know,
we're gonna give out a gift certificate one of these weeks, man. I want you to pay attention. We're gonna give out a gift certificate to Southern Manor, to one of our listeners. We're gonna give you a gift certificate so you can go and check them out. Lot going on in the world. What we do on the RIP 28 podcast, we try to help people out, man. We are a show for the people. We're a show for the people, you know what I'm saying? So we got listener letters and stuff that comes in. People have questions. As a matter of fact, we're live right now. If somebody actually wants to ask a question right now, go ahead, shoot us in, hit our inbox, hit us in the chat, say you got a question. But this one right here, we're gonna go with. We checked our archives, man. Somebody sent this in. We're gonna check it out. Dear RIP 28 podcast, I got a question. I hope y'all can help me out. I'm 27 and I have been kicking it with this 26-year-old chick for a couple of months now. It's all good. We go out every now and then. We have sex. We just enjoy each other's company. So naturally, feelings are starting to develop. I mean, they must have took the rub off. You take the rub off.
Wait a minute. We don't need the commentary. Just read the slide.
That's what happened, though. You take the rub off.
Just read the slide.
That's what happened.
Read the slide.
Hey, if you ain't gonna read it, let Shauna read it.
All right, here we go. I want to make her my lady, but we have one huge issue. She constantly talks to her ex-boyfriend on the phone. I mean, they talk on the phone at least every other day. The convos can be long or short, but they always talk. She puts him on speaker so they aren't saying anything too crazy, but they still talk. I'm not worried about him fucking her because he lives in Ohio and we are in Alabama. The only reason they broke up is because he needed to move to Ohio to be closer to his kids. Am I tripping? Is it cool to make her my lady, or do I need to dip? Can we help this brother out?
Look, he can make her his lady, but she ain't gonna be his man. He ain't gonna be her man. He can make her his lady, but he ain't gonna be her man.
Look, he talking about they ain't saying nothing too crazy. So what's the point in talking every other day?
The point of them talking every other day is because she still love this dude. You know what I'm saying? You said it in the letter. They broke up because dude moved. They broke up with because the dude moved. So it ain't like, you know what I'm saying, she called him fucking her best friend. Nothing like that. He just moved. And
her heart is with him.
Yeah. You just the replacement dick till he come home from Ohio and make that visit. Because you know he coming back. You know he coming back to visit. You know what I'm saying? You know he ain't never not coming back to Alabama. So,
without being so explicit, Sly is right. Her heart will always be with him, regardless of what. No matter what you do, you could give her the world, but she's still gonna wish that world came from the guy in Ohio. They didn't break up on bad terms, like Sly was saying in his own way. They didn't break up on bad terms. So what makes you think that feelings aren't still there?
He needs to dip.
Yeah, ain't no that's easy for me.
You can chalk that up to an L and keep it moving.
Cause look here, bro. They was having, you know what I'm saying, these long phone conversations, man. True enough, that's what she's saying in front of you. You're saying they're not saying anything crazy, and she putting stuff on speakerphone. She's saying that in front of you. Now, when you ain't around, I guarantee you, man, he's sending dick pics and she's sending titty pics, man.
They're still doing that?
Wow, he's so crass.
All the time.
So crass.
All the time. That's a request in my book.
Oh God,
that's a request. You know, I like an occasional titty pic every night. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Come on. Keep it fresh. How do you think friends stay friends? Send me a titty pic.
Not by sending pics. Anyway.
What? Shauna, you don't have any real friends.
So what
I'm okay with that if that's what it takes.
So Sly, you sending the titty pics?
Sending the dick pics. Hey, James Ashwood just said, before you do, hit it a couple of more times, then disappear. James might be on to something. James might be on to something.
No, I wouldn't say I'm opposed to that. I mean, don't make it. She can't be your lady. I mean, you will never have a heart, man, no matter what you do. And if you don't have a heart, you don't have anything.
Ain't that the truth?
What up, Kenneth Fleming? We see you out there. But
Penny.
But here go my thing, kind of piggybacking off of what James said. First of all, you don't ever want to, you don't want to disappear. You don't want to be completely out because you never know what's gonna happen when you lonely and horny one night. You always want to keep somebody in the phone book in case you want to, you need to have that covered. Alabama, y'all probably all related anyway, so you lucky she ain't related to you. You know what I'm saying? That might be your cousin. I don't know how y'all get down in Alabama.
Might be why he left, ain't it?
Yeah, it might be
pregnant. Now they can't go to the family reunions no more.
Yeah, you know how it happened in Alabama.
Y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right.
But here go the thing, though, man. Coming from a guy, I'm bad at breaking up. I ghost people. I ghost people, and I kind of move on out.
That's immature, and that is a lack of ability to communicate properly.
And I usually regret it. I do. I regret it. I ghost a chick and be like, because now I don't ghost because just to do it.
Because you're immature and you can't communicate properly.
I ghost because chicks is crazy.
I'm with Sly. I'm with Sly, Shauna.
I ghost because chicks is crazy. You know, sometimes
I hate to say that out loud.
No, I ghost because you know some of them expect more. You know, chicks wanted a deeper relationship than what it was, and couldn't handle what it was, or trying to get too close to me, want to move to the city, stuff like that, man. And I was like, hey, slow down, you got to go. You know.
Well, if you, I'm not gonna say when, I'm not gonna profess to know how you operate in your love life, but if you lead a woman to believe that this is what you want, and you don't tell her such, then when it happens again, because you fail to properly communicate, now you've got a problem and you ghost. So you're immature and you can't properly communicate.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never leave a woman lead a woman on to believe anything. If one thing Sly is honest.
Okay.
So why do you ghost? So why are you ghosting if you're honest?
Because he can't communicate.
Because they won't.
Because you're immature and can't communicate.
They won't.
Immature and can't communicate.
They won't.
I'm not even gonna call him immature, but to not be able to properly communicate why this isn't working out for me. So instead, I'm just gonna stop talking to you. That's a problem.
That ain't no problem.
Okay.
But James in the comment, who ain't on his job, he ain't working, boss. He talking about he should already have a starting five, so she should be easily replaced. I ain't know jokers was still talking about starting five and rosters, man. James, you so 1990.
James, go fight a fire. Go fight a fire, James.
Yeah, James, you've been married since the 90s, so you don't know nothing about no starting five.
Get out of here.
You don't know about no starting five, man. Come on, James. Stop. Hey, James, you cap, man. You all cap, bro.
Now,
I
will admit, James and Chance are the two most whipped men in America.
Wait a minute. Now, you would not talk about Chance in his absence. No, you would not.
Both of them got two women who might abuse them. I don't know. I'd be having to ask them, nigga, Bleak, if you all right.
Hey, James. Hey, James can defend himself in the comments, but Chance is out doing something great for the community, teaching young men to be young men and play football and get scholarships and all of that. You will not degrade his character like that, Sly.
Way to stick up for your friends.
That's right. That's my friend. That's my friend. Don't you do that.
That's my friend.
James still my friend. James and Chance still my friend. They just know not to step out of line. Them two know.
Well, Sly, they might say you got it wrong, Sly. They might say, me and you got it wrong.
Well, you know, we both got it. We both did something wrong.
For yourself.
You in the same divorce boat I was in, bro.
Yeah, but you don't talk to me like that. You speak for
yourself. both of us did something wrong.
Hey.
Anyway,
we talking about something totally different. Anyway, back to this young fella. What we got for him, S. So what we doing?
Just, sir, she's in love with someone else.
Yeah, she's not for the streets. She's just not for you.
Yeah. That part. As long as if you want more than what you have right now, you need to look somewhere else.
Yeah. If he's looking to be serious, you need to move on, man. And just know, even though she's with that other guy, or her heart is there, she's still gonna develop some emotion. So be careful. I don't want you to wake up with your tire slash. Not that I know anything about that or anything. I don't. I really don't.
Brian, you've had your tire slash before?
No.
We've had a memo on this podcast to have come up with all four of them flat.
All four. Yeah, I'm not the member.
We had a member.
We don't point fingers, but yeah, it's not Brian. It's not the missiles, Dad. It's not me.
What up, Shaman? We see you out there. Shaman.
That man named Shaman.
Shaman. He gonna always be shaman to me. He gonna always be shaman to me. That's my homie right there, man.
Hey man, you can't just get on there. That man ain't shaman no more. He ain't in the hospital no more. Don't give him a shaman.
That is my man, 100 grand.
Even though I know who you talking about. What's up, Mr. Harold? Good to see you, my brother.
That's my man. But check this out, brother. The dude, who wrote the letter, bruh, I'm gonna be honest. it's time to put the rubber back on, bro. You got to put the rubber back on. What happened? He done took that rubber off, and now he developing them feelings. Put the condom back on, bro.
All that great advice me and S-Dot trying to give, and that's our last part.
That's what he took out of
it.
We
would not go out on that. Young man, if you want a serious relationship, don't put your eggs in that basket. Move on. You need to go on and find someone else. Not even really find anyone else. Maybe find yourself. And then you might be able to be better for the next young lady that you may encounter, that you will have her heart and you'll know how to treat her.
All right.
But don't be a loser and go to that woman. Loser. I'm just playing if you listen. I'm just joking.
You know.
Hey, I'm Jay Little, the owner of Forward Counseling and Consulting. We're a consulting and coaching firm who believes in the TLC method: truth, love, and community. Whether coaching corporate clients, individual clients, or engaging in individual counseling and group counseling, we believe that you can be more than what you are today by finding your truth, love, and community. You can reach us at www.forwardcc.net or give us a call at 803-457-5413. I'm
know what? Speaking of losers, I don't know if this qualifies as a loser or a winner. The coaching Grambling, we talked about her a couple of months ago. If you all remember the lady at Grambling, she went and she got the head volleyball coach in Grambling, got the head job in Grambling, came on, met with a couple of the players, tried to have a practice, said, I don't like what's going on over here. And she cut the whole team. She cut everybody on the squad. Said, all of them get the stepping.
Get out of here, loser.
So she got rid of all the girls on the whole volleyball game. Hey, they were what, 5? They were 5-17 or something like that. They were losers.
They weren't that competitive.
Losers,
they weren't that competitive.
Not losers. They were
not that competitive. They were not that competitive.
They may have been in the developmental stages of their careers.
They were rebuilding.
Well, whatever it was, she made sure they was unemployed. they was unemployed after she stepped in the door. So she says they're all unemployed. They all gone. This is your letter. We don't need you anymore. And she said we're going to offer open tryouts on campus. Now,
but all of y'all can try out.
Yeah, she gave them the chance to try out. Well, fast forward to last week, and she was fired. He was fired
after an internal investigation.
After an internal investigation, she was fired. Now, what she's saying that no one told her, they didn't give her a reason for firing her. They just said, you can get the step. So she's gone. So now I'm pretty sure a lawsuit is about to come. That's gonna be pretty evident.
Hey, that's in the process, if I'm not mistaken.
About to come. So how y'all feel about her firing old girl? I mean, about the AD firing the volleyball coach.
I'll say this: if she don't fit your program, she gotta go.
But my thing is, she fit the program because they hired her.
Obviously not after that internal investigation.
Yeah, I don't think I think you got to give her a year, because here it is. It's July. You know what I'm saying? You looking for a coach. Speaking of July, looking for a coach, fucking South Carolina State don't have a men or women's basketball coach. The college in July, they don't have a men or women's basketball coach in South Carolina State. Yeah.
You need some water, LeBron? Oh, you all right?
Well, LeBron, you might well throw your hat in there. You a coach. LeBron,
3, baby.
LeBron, you a coach. You go down there and coach. See if South Carolina State.
What do you mean they don't have a men's or a women's coach?
Exactly what I said.
Exactly what he said.
They don't. The men's coach quit. The men's coach quit as soon as the basketball season was over with, and I think he took a job with Alabama State, I think.
Somebody like that.
Yeah, somebody like that. He took a job with Alabama State. And
wow.
the women's coach.
Yep, the women's coach was fired because she was too hard on the players.
It was an investigation.
Yeah, it was an internal investigation.
Internal investigation. She did not fit the program. She had to go.
So,
it ain't no need in keeping dead weight around talking about a year or whatever. I don't believe in finding a coach mid-season in college unless it's something that's, you know, unavoidable. You can't avoid it. You got to do it. But if they don't fit the program, they got to go, man, immediately. If the season hadn't started or it's just, you got to go. In my opinion. That's just my opinion now.
But my thing is, when you fire a coach this late, you know, with Grambling, they were looking, trying to find players. You know what I'm saying? They trying to find qualified, you know, players to play to start the season off with, because she cut the whole team. So she's scrambling.
She cut the program essentially after she got fired. It was the whole program.
Yeah. Well, but they said that the administration has said that everyone who is under scholarship that still remains there will be able to participate.
Mm-hmm. But some of those girls,
a lot of those girls left. Yeah,
correct.
One of them was saying, they interviewed her, and they were saying that she, I'm still at BC. She shouldn't have. She was wrongfully, you know, cut from the team, and she was looking for some kind of compensation or something.
Well, the deadline to enter the transfer portal to make yourself available to other schools was July 1.
That might be what it is.
So if they didn't get in that portal before July 1, then they're still at Grambling, and the administration has said we're still going to honor our scholarship commitment to you, so you all can still participate. Now, I don't know how competitive they will be this year. And in full disclosure, I do know the athletic director at Grambling, and we've not had a conversation about this situation because I'm not that invested in it. But you have to think that when the president hires an outside law firm and that outside law firm does its investigation, then they will typically lean to whatever the recommendation is of that outside investigation, because they put the resources into that. And you can just assume that the outside investigation said, we don't think y'all ought to keep her as a coach. And
she don't fit the program.
I don't agree with that one, because if they wanted to get rid of this lady, because they see all the bad press it brought, and so they say, well, we need to get rid of her, but we can't just go and fire on our own. So I'm the president of a university. If you're the president of the university, you know a lawyer. You know some type of lawyer. You go and say, this my brother-in-law law firm, or this my frat brother law firm. Hey, frat brother, tell me y'all need to fire her. I just need you to make it look official. You know what I'm saying? You don't have
so you're not saying anything different than what I said. You're just saying that they could be on the side of the law firm. You don't mansplain what I said, because I just said that.
Well,
don't
you said it, but me being a man, I said it better.
Don't mansplain me. I don't need that.
I said it better.
Here we go. You know? Here we go.
But yeah, so my thing is, though, it's like, yeah, it's an outside company fired her, but the school hired the outside company. So the outside company.
But come on, let's be real. Somebody come in and cut the whole team. I mean, of course, everybody's not going to be to your liking. Nobody comes into a situation, they be like, oh, that player I want to keep. I want to keep that player. I want to keep the whole team. No, you come in and say, those that can help me, I want to keep. Those that can't help me, you're going to be replaced. You know, but the whole team.
But what's interesting though, is when it first happened, the athletic director came out in support of her.
Yes.
I said that can I finish? I said, I'm supporting my coach that I hired. She made this decision, and I'm supporting her. Shoot. Now talk. Shoot.
Are you finished? I don't want to step on your toes.
Listen. I have never seen Sly shut up so quickly.
Brian, he didn't give me 2 seconds to say it. Here he comes, loud and on top of me.
Oh, hey man, that's why they say you be on them like that, Shauna. That's what I'm talking
Hey,
about.
Tara, that ain't funny, Tara.
Hey,
that ain't funny, Tara.
That is Larry us.
Shoot.
Hey, that was like that was like when your mama was talking to your aunties and her friends, and you decide you're gonna get in. You gotta shut your mouth. Hey, before you talk about shut your mouth.
Tara, jump in the chat over here laughing. Come on now.
We need to get y'all need to get Tara up on here one day.
Tara, light skin Q. I don't believe in light skin Qs.
Wait a minute. light skin lives matter too.
Light skin Q. I don't believe it. Like
Scott Albert said, "Man, Shauna, you aggressive." So
she is aggressive. Claude, she's aggressive.
Hey, with certain folk, you gotta be. I stand with Shauna on that. Even though she threw a shot at me, I'm still standing with Shauna on that.
I take that back. I take that
and
back.
T-Bright. And I'm with
Claude
you,
Scott
T-Bright.
Albert, Lord, I remember him from the high.
Yeah.
Hey man, I remember when Claude was in practice, and I ain't gonna even say it. He said something to Coach Hook. Man, I ain't never seen. Boy, Coach Hook was quicker on him than Shauna was on Slap. Yeah, Slap was scared, man.
Hey, you know,
that Joker was scared. First time I ever seen my dog scared. He was fretful.
Sometimes I do like it every once in a while when a woman put me in the place.
I ain't gonna say it, Claude. Claude, I ain't gonna say it, Claude. You probably know what I'm talking about too, but I'm not gonna say it. That thing, I almost died laughing in practice.
But yeah, man, with this coach, man, I think her being fired because according to the coach now, and I'm just because the school isn't speaking on it, and the coach is doing all the speaking, so I don't know. But according to this coach, the AD told her it was okay to fight to cut everybody. So if you got your boss's permission, you can't make a move like that by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree with that.
So do I think she should be fired? I don't think she should be fired, man. But yeah.
But it always comes down to though the people who giving money.
Oh yeah.
So even though the AD has said, I got your back, I'm supporting this. If the president is not, the AD reports to the president, who ultimately reports to the board. Mm-hmm. So if the board has said this ain't cool, we can't do this, and then they follow my fraternity brother has a law firm, my brother-in-law has a law firm, whatever have you, then they have to do what's in the best interest of the university.
You're right.
You can't go out there and as a university as esteemed as Grambling without a volleyball team. What the football players gonna watch when they ain't practicing?
Don't do that.
You're right.
Don't do that.
Shauna, I'm your player, Shauna. I just knew that would dig in your ribs, so I had to do it. But I can just remember at North Greenville and going to other schools in the area. We was going to see the volleyball players.
Well, see, the thing was, when you reported to school, you reported school a month earlier than everybody else. Ain't nobody at school except the volleyball team.
Yeah.
Except the volleyball team and some of them on the track. Some of them on the track.
And
now you have it's the fall sports. So you've got volleyball, cross country, men's, women's soccer if they have it. Football, those are the sports.
But man, you get there, and then it was my first time seeing like really, really tall white women. I was like, what the hell? See them little shorts they had on? But that volleyball, because volleyball was a little bit different at Columbia High. I don't remember that. Volleyball wasn't nothing but the basketball team.
Basically.
the basketball team, seeing actual volleyball players. And then you sit in the gym and watch, throughout my years of calling play-by-play and stuff like that. I've been fortunate for about the past 5 years. I've been able to call the conference championships for the AAC, the Appalachian Athletic Conference, their volleyball championships. And for somebody who never really followed the sport, and then I was kind of forced into calling those games, that game is fast-paced, man. Volleyball on the collegiate level, man. I'm used to playing volleyball at St. Andrews Middle School, in gym with Coach Smith.
Back when they were going to 15.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? With Coach Smith and you know, you might get 1 or 2 hits, but them girls move, man. That volleyball is something serious.
Yeah, man. And I tell you what, it's expensive too when you talking about playing all them club teams, man. I remember when we used to let them use the gym over at BC. God, dog, boy, them teams be pouring in there, man. In the stands are full all day.
You know, that's
volleyball though.
That summer ball, that travel ball, all that type of stuff like that is kind of a newer phenomenon. You know, we had summer league and stuff, but you mostly played at a park. You know, you mostly played for your park, but now it's super travel ball and something kind of crazy went on. What was this, Louisville? Shauna, you break down what happened in Louisville.
Yeah, so, you know, you mentioned how it's a new phenomena. Back when we were in school, most of our competition occurred with our school. It was scholastic. And now, for a lot of these sports, it's non-scholastic, where young people are being watched by college recruiters or whatever have you. And, you know, there are some sports where it's the non-scholastic teams and they don't even play for their high schools. But this past weekend, there was a really big basketball tournament, women's, girls, AAU tournament in Louisville. This young lady just committed to Iowa last week, I believe, to play basketball. Her and her family in Louisville for the tournament, walking down the street, drunk driver, car jumps the curb, hits the sidewalk, hits her and her entire family. Her dad has passed away. Her and her mom are in critical condition in the hospital. And they said her younger brother has gotten, had minor issues and has gotten released, minor injuries, and has gotten released from the hospital. But that just happened this weekend. So it was a lot of news in the women's basketball community, because again, this young girl is a highly regarded recruit, just committed to Iowa, and then this happened. And I was actually, before we went live, was looking, and her team won the next game, you know, rallying for their teammate or whatever have you. But the young lady's name is Ava Jones, who just committed to Louisville, and this accident happened this weekend. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's tough news, man. But that reminds me of something going on in Tennessee. I don't know if this is a law yet, or if it's something that a representative has presented to the to become a bill. But Tennessee, they're trying to, if you are a drunk driver and you kill someone, and they have children under 18, you have to pay child support to those kids, man. You know, how do y'all feel about that? Should that be a law? Should that be something that's true or whatever?
I don't disagree with that, because that is you've made a conscious decision to get behind the wheel of a car when you are not in your right mind. You are in an altered state, and you absolutely should be held accountable for that, whatever that looks like in the state.
Yeah, because that little bit of money would never ever compensate for what you really took from that child.
Yeah.
Right.
Never compensate for it. You can't make up for it. So I definitely wouldn't disagree with that law going into effect, because man, when you take someone's parent like that, like Shauna said, that's a conscious decision you made, and it's a selfish decision.
Absolutely.
Selfish decision. So yeah, I agree with it.
My question is, though, who would the child support, what would it be based off of? Would it be based off of your salary? Would it be based off of the person you killed salary? You know, because like, all right, let's say, you know, worst case scenario, this person, you know, kills a parent. They have to go to jail. They serve, you know, 4 or 5 years in jail. And if they're taking the child support out of that person's salary that they're making in jail, you know, you make 20 cents an hour in jail, you know what I'm saying? And so you're getting pennies on the dollar. The person will be getting pennies on the dollar. And then when they're released from the jail, what if, you know, the person turns 18 before they're released from jail? You see what I'm saying? So when they're released from jail, the kid don't really get much. And then even if they're still under 18 when the person's released from jail, they're not going to, you know, a felon can't get out of jail and make $100,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? So he's probably gonna have to make a minimum wage job.
Yeah.
And then the way child support breaks down, if he's paying child support on he's already paying child support on kids, then that number is going to be cut down even lower on what he's going to give a person who he's going to take away from his kids also, because their number is going to go down. And the person, you know, the widower, or, and I don't know if that's a proper word, but the person who lost their parent, they're going to get pennies on the dollar also. So I just wonder, you know, what's that number amount? I think you should have to pay something.
Yeah, it'd be difficult to say you have to replace the income that parent brought to the house, right? Because you're right, this convicted felon may or may not ever be able to reach that, but we're gonna take them 2 pennies out of that $1. We're gonna take what we can get. I don't have any problem with that. However they decide to splice it up.
Oh man.
That's tough.
Man. Oh man, we talking about this car wreck, but we got our light-skinned Q still upset at us.
Look, you know the bros don't play. You know the bros don't play.
He's not upset with me and Shauna. He's upset with you.
Terrell, send me a text and I'll give you the information so you can join the Zoom live, Terrell.
Oh, you want to? if you want to get on, Terrell, we'll put you on. We'll send it in your inbox. We'll get you on, Terrell.
Get on, T-Bright. Get on, T-Bright.
Defend your light skin cuteness.
Your honor, man. Defend your honor. Look, you earned that, bro.
Come hop on. No pun intended.
No pun intended. Oh, that's right.
Lord, I didn't get out here and do his split and jump in the air and touch his toes or whatever he do. I don't know.
He probably got his gold boots on right now.
Right now, gold and purple boots on right now.
Breezy.
I am a Q, damn it.
He said he ain't just put on the shirt.
And that's it. He said one day soon. You lucky, Sly.
Okay.
He working like James at work.
Yeah, James been commenting on everything, but he worked.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be worth it. How you working?
That's what I'm talking about. Friends like James, you don't need no enemies. You don't need no enemies, man. Hey, Sly, you probably mad because you can't jump and touch. You can't bend over and touch your toes.
I can't do it.
Hey, y'all watch P-Valley? I don't want to say no spoilers.
Don't
y'all
spoil
watch
it.
P-Valley?
I'm
not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it.
I watch.
Oh, every week has gotten better, Sly. That's all I'm gonna say. Every week has gotten better.
Couple of weeks ago, they could call it D Valley. Like, God, I wasn't prepared.
I wasn't ready. No,
I wasn't prepared for it, man.
Hey, all I know is they say down in the valley where the girls get naked. That's all I hear say.
Brian, if you want my login information, I'll give it to you so you can watch. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna be honest though. It's a really good show. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a good show,
and it's so well written.
Exactly, that's where I was going.
This has to be this is based on somebody's story.
Mm-hmm. Well, she said it was based on a play. She said it was based on the lady who wrote it. She wrote the play. She wrote a play, but she said she spent before she wrote that play. She spent months and months and months as a stripper, just researching strippers to come up with the idea, man. And
so she actually went in the strip club and was a stripper, you said?
I think so. I think so.
So immersion. She got in full
immersion.
Yeah, man.
It's a fantasy she lived out.
It's very well written, though, LeBron. Mm-hmm. It's very well written.
And I hear a lot about it. I like a lot about P-Valley.
I like the nuance with what they did last week or maybe it was the week before. It might have been the week before when they had the
backstory.
Yeah, the Mississippi story. Mississippi story.
And it was the Cinderella story.
Yeah.
Like everything about it was I was like, this was well done. This was well done. And this week is another good episode. Like it's a good episode.
Well, Penelope Jones says she's never seen an episode. Same thing as say to LeBron. You need to go ahead and watch it, man. Watch it from season 1. Watch it from season 1 on up, man. you know, she got a couple of different pages, ain't it? Or maybe she just changed her name all the time. She been Penelope for a long time.
For a while, yeah.
She done been Penelope for a while.
First of all, you don't know why Penelope doing what she do. Let her be great.
I mean, but we know who she is. Just keep changing the name.
I call her by her government name.
Put a government name
play
out
with
there.
Me. That's family. She know
Here y'all go. Here y'all go.
But the show was really good, man. It also, one thing I liked about that Mississippi backstory or whatever was when they had the white girl on there. They were showing how, okay, the white girl, you cool, you can hang with us, but you don't really know our story. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So you got to leave.
Correct.
You know, we're not saying you a bad person, but you don't know our story.
Well, that's real life.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
real life. We all probably have somebody that is you cool, and we can get down, we can hang out or whatever. But you can't understand what it's like to be a Black woman. So at a certain point, this is where we part. Mm-hmm. Because you can empathize, but you ain't never lived this. You don't understand what this feels like, and that's real.
Yeah,
can't do it. Do
Let me put you in this car and send you on home. I'll holler at you when we get to the next stop.
You know what? This is kind of, but Lil Duval put a tweet out or something talking about you need to have a gay warning. You need to have a gay advisory if it's gonna be a lot of gay scenes on it. And you know, Lil Duval makes some funny tweets, but the guy from one of the showrunners or somebody from P Valley came back to him and, you know, kind of talk some slick stuff or do what they like to say, red Lil Duval. But Lil Duval made a statement following back. It was like, yo, I don't have a problem with gays. I don't have a problem with y'all having gays on the show. But he was like, I just wasn't ready for the gay extent that you took it to. He say, so just have an advisory on that. You know, let me know.
But I'm pretty sure at the beginning of the episode it said strong sexual content.
Yeah, but they ain't say strong gay sexual content.
Well, but then the gay community would say, why do I have to tell you that it's gay? If I'm saying strong sexual content as an adult, you should be able to see that this could be hetero, it could be gay or whatever, because he didn't have any problem with the women in the episode. It was just with the men.
Ain't no problem.
So that's where they have the problem. If you're going to say that, Sylvester.
Claude, right? There's a difference.
Okay.
There's a difference in what, Claude? Give us a little bit of
the gay sex scene and the lesbian sex scene.
Don't speak for Claude.
Well, speaking for me is a difference between the gay sex scene and the lesbian sex scene.
And that's why Lil Duval got red.
Oh man, speaking of lawyers, man, we should have we got Newman is listening, man. We should have had you on a little bit earlier. Should have had you on a little bit earlier to help us with that law question about gambling. Oh well, but still. You should have came on earlier. We needed some law advice. we needed some law advice on the Rip 28 podcast, man.
That Newman probably someplace still trying to get dressed or something.
Oh yeah. Gerard having his dressing contest with his homeboy. I'm gonna give it to you now. You sharp now. You sharp.
He ain't got time for your podcast.
you and your homeboy sharp. I'm gonna give it to you. That shit tripped me out though.
Newman said he just here to listen to your loud mouth.
Look, hello pot.
Oh, hey, yeah. You picked the right career, brother.
Hey, hello, Jerron. Hey, Jerron is the old model for the Hoochie Daddy shorts. He got the Hoochie Daddies going.
He be wearing his 4-year-old daughter shorts.
Hey, Sly, was he dressing against his homeboy or D Wade?
Oh,
you know, D Wade. Y'all crazy. What's up, Newman? What's up, Mr. Newman?
Man, speaking of talking about versus something else going on out there in the world, man. People talking Usher versus Chris Brown. And now Usher heard all this talk, and he did that Tiny Desk concert just to let you Negroes know I am Usher Raymond IV. He's just to let you know.
Why I said the man government name.
Look here. He did it just to let y'all know I do this. And I've been doing this for 30-something years.
Yeah.
Bruh. Usher versus Chris Brown. What do y'all think, man? What do you think about that?
Hey, it's 7 o'clock. Where was Usher? That's all I'm gonna say. It's 7 o'clock. But, man,
he was
Usher,
in his
man.
drop
I love
top.
Chris Brown. Cruising the streets. I love Chris Brown, but I grew up on Usher, man. So I'm going with
USHURRAYLOND. Look, Chris can hang. If you're talking about what they do, 25 songs.
Well, it's supposed to. The rules to verses is supposed to. It's supposed to be 20 songs back and forth. The first 10 songs, let's say Chris would go first and then Usher would go. And the second 10 songs, Usher would go first, then Chris would go. That's what it's.
I think Chris can hang the first 10 songs.
Chris got hits, man.
I think Chris got hits. Chris got hits. But Usher got hits on hits on hits.
Chris do too, though. Chris,
I mean,
I think
20 songs, man.
For 20 songs.
For 20, they top 20 songs. It ain't a blowout like you think it's gonna be a blowout.
I don't think it's a blowout, but Usher, when he plays Superstar, it's a rap. Like, what does Chris Brown have? And I like Chris Brown, but what does he have that's gonna come with Superstar? Man, don't sit there look silly. Y'all sitting there looking silly.
Oh no, man!
You can't handle the truth, Carl.
Y'all sitting there looking silly.
Bruh,
again, Chris got hits, and he got features that are hits too. But Usher got a whole.
He got a catalog, man.
But then when
you talk about when you bring in their features and collaborations, man, and they did stuff together. So didn't they? Am I correct in saying that?
I don't know if they ever did anything together. I'm not sure.
I'm not familiar with that.
Okay.
But I know
I'm still going with Usher.
What is shut the whole thing down when R. Kelly come in on the Zoom call and they sang "Same Girl." That'll shut the whole competition down.
First of all, R. Kelly ain't got enough quarters to come in and sing "Same Girl."
He gonna be on the Zoom call.
He ain't got enough quarters to come in and sing "Same Girl."
He gonna have that smuggled cell phone. He gonna pull out that smuggled cell phone and they gonna sing "Same Girl." Come on now.
Hey, they starting to block. They starting to put them towers up. R. Kelly ain't got enough quarters, like Shauna say. He ain't got enough quarter.
Carol said they had a new flame, Usher and Chris Brown.
Yeah, okay. I thought they did something together.
Okay.
I don't remember it.
That's my boy T Bright sticking up for the light skin community.
Speaking of light skin Q, another light skin Q just popped on the line. They go Roundtree. They go the other light skin Q. Oh God, I done upset the light skin Q community. Oh my God. I done upset them, man. They coming to get me. But check this out. Him knowing New Flame was they collabo. That is a very light skinned Q thing to know, you know. but let's go back. But let's go back though. Terrell said, "What's the hardest male R&B album post Confessions?" Now check this out. Confessions might have been the last great R&B album. I'm talking about great. There have been some really, really, really good R&B albums, but Confessions was the last great R&B album. I'm talking about the highest selling R&B album, you know, probably the last, 40, well, it all depends on what you call R&B, but Confessions. And then the thing about Confessions took you everywhere. You know, it took you to that breakup guilt, to that fucking I'm going out to party, to I'm about to lay something that man. Confessions was
real life.
bro.
Confessions was it.
We could all see ourselves. We could all see ourselves in each one of those moments.
Absolutely.
That went on Confessions.
Absolutely.
Dog. If you couldn't, then you didn't live. Because Usher put it down for you. He let you know. He gave you the blueprint to everything.
Absolutely.
And I forgot I was on Facebook and somebody posted, I wasn't sure who it was, but somebody posted, and they posted the same topic, you know, about Chris Brown and Usher. And one of the people answered, and she was like, Chris Brown is just just better than me, because when Confessions came out, I only played 4 songs on the Confession album. And then later in the post, she said, yeah, I was in elementary school. I was like, bitch, you was in elementary school.
Her vote
she shouldn't have played any of the songs.
Yeah, her vote don't even count. We can't even take you seriously.
You mean nothing.
Please go to bed. Please go to bed.
Go to bed and back to the sandbox. You shouldn't be listening to no.
Get out this conversation.
You know, this is for adults. This is for adults only.
Songs is what we should have asked. What 4 songs?
But I don't know, man. Chris Brown does have some hits, man. If you put
for sure.
If you put 20 versus 20, that is tough, man. That is tough, man.
It is tough.
He got some ones, man. It's hard to argue with him, man.
It's gonna be close, but I'm still taking
Run it, take you down. Oh man, he got a bunch of. Then his little T-Pain phase where he did a few songs with T-Pain. Oh man,
it's gonna, like you said, it's not gonna be a blowout, but it's gonna be Usher baby for the dub.
Usher baby.
Usher baby. I'm telling
you. Fuck you back to sleep. Oh, that was whew. That was a good one. That was a good one for
the censor button.
But here's my thing, and this is kind of where
our equipment.
This is kind of where verses kind of went wrong. In the beginning, verses, like the battles were, because you were in the pandemic and it was just you playing your song back and forth, was like it was T-Pain and Lil Jon did a verses, and I really, really enjoyed it. The audio quality was bad, everything was bad, but it was just those two going back and forth playing their hits. And then that was like, you know, they were playing so many hits, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot that. Oh, I forgot that. But then when Teddy Riley and Babyface came in, Teddy Riley would add his dancing man in the background and started to add music, you know what I'm saying? And so that kind of changed verses. Verses started to change, and it became a lot more than what it was. And then
you
go Dipset versus the Locks. You know, I'm gonna be honest. Being from the South, that was just for people in the 5 boroughs. I'm gonna be real honest, man. You don't really. That was just for people in New York, man. Dipset versus the Locks, man. That's all that really was, because a lot of the songs they played, they were on some mixtapes and stuff like that really fans of those guys really, really watched. And people from New York said the same thing about UGK and 8 Ball MJG. That was just for people from the South. Now I knew all the songs from that, and the same thing about Too Short versus E40.
E40 Water.
You know, it was real regional.
Timer.
But I enjoyed those verses because
it sound like Pootie Tang.
Yeah, for sugar
I enjoyed those verses because it was about the music and about those songs. But then when you get what, Omarion versus Mario. Oh my goodness. Mario
clown the hell out of them.
Mario can sing. Mario can sing his behind him. Mario singing Baltimore dude. Now, he can sing. But come on, Mario don't have 20 songs. Mario don't have 20 songs.
Not 20 that we want to hear.
That everybody know.
But he outsang them though.
Yeah, he outsang him. He brought up Ray J. He let Ray J. Whoever let Ray J say, it's like,
oh man. They had to take over Ray J's song. Ray J knew better. Brandon tried.
Brandon say Ray J drink his tea.
He drinking tea in the morning.
She told him not to talk. She told you not to be talking, Ray J. That's what big sisters do. They come to the rescue.
That's why he's her best friend.
Stop talking about my brother.
That's right. He just didn't drink his lemon tea, and he was just talking a lot. So that's why his voice is
I'm like, oh, okay.
Come on, man.
Okay.
When have we known Ray J to be a vocalist?
He said they need to do a new edition versus new edition and let the tracks run.
All of
them.
But you gotta have all 6 of them, right? So you play you play Bobby, you play Johnny, you play BBD, you play Ralph's 2 hits.
Well, Johnny and Ralph, that's only just 2 albums. That's all you got to worry about. They only put out 2 albums.
Well, Johnny had some hits with Stacey. He had one track with Stacey Lattisaw way back before he joined this. Where do we go from here?
Every time I see time I hear Johnny, I just think of what's my man Trig from The Chi. What's the singer?
Never watched The Chi.
Oh, you missing a good one. The Chi's gone down a little bit. The first 2 seasons was really, really good, but the Chi just kind of went down a little bit. It ain't the same. But one thing I do love about the Chi though, she does a great job. Lena Waithe, the creator showrunner, she does a great job of mixing the medicine with the candy.
Terrell said he got LSD too. Come on now. Yeah. My body.
Your body, baby.
Yeah.
Your body.
But she does a great job with that because it was one of the things, it was kind of the owner of the rib shop was having a stroke and he was going over just listing his symptoms. And then the young boy, he was like, oh yeah, you about to have a stroke. Let me call the ambulance. But it was a funny scene. But she was telling you the symptoms of a stroke in that scene. So, it kind of stuck with you if you watch that show. So I thought Lena Waithe does a great job of mixing the medicine and the candy together. So
how that remind you of Johnny Gill?
Because the guy who played Johnny Gill on the New Edition movie, he plays on the show.
Elijah,
he's a singer.
Elijah.
No, it's not Elijah. It's
Isn't his name Elijah?
I don't think it's Elijah, but he's a singer. He's a singer. I can't think of his name, but he's a singer. He actually, he put out an R&B song here and there. I don't know them all, but he is a singer.
Elijah Kelly.
Mm-hmm. That's his name? Okay.
No. Oh, no. That was Luke James.
Luke James. Yeah, Luke James is his name.
Yeah.
Luke James.
James.
So
Elijah Kelly played Ricky Bell.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Take your word
Luke
for
James.
it. Mm-hmm. But anyway, what we talking about? Versus, yeah. Chris Brown and Usher. We're all of a certain age, so we all gonna say Usher. Just period. We gonna say Usher because we know Usher. When Confessions came out, all of us went through something that related to Confessions. So I think for the RIP 28 podcast, our vote would be Usher. Our vote should be Usher. But
what's up, podcast world? This is Beezy the Great, the educator's educator from the RIP 28 podcast. I would like to take a moment to tell you about Unique Smiles by Tony, the ultimate one-stop shop for your teeth whitening services. They offer many services for your teeth beautifying experience. Unique Smiles by Tony offers teeth whitening, gum detox, lip treatments, and even tooth gems. Go to www.uniquesmilesbytony.com to see all the services offered. Or you can give her a call at 470-707-5556 to book your appointments. While you're there, check out some of the products that she has to offer in her shop. The Unique Lip Balm, electric and sonic toothbrushes, Unique Smiles charcoal toothpaste, teeth whitening gel, and many more exciting products. Set your appointments up online or give her a call at 470-707-5556. That's 470-707-5556. Unique Smiles by Tony.
But that's it. You know, speaking of going back and going through things, we're gonna take a trip down the 90s block.
Hey,
90s,
hey,
90s,
I'm a 90s girl. Hey.
We're gonna go down the 90s block. And this one right here from the 90s block hit kind of hard. Upset one or two people, but you know, it is what it is. In the 90s block, what we like to do, we like to take this stroll down the 90s block, and we want you to compare two things. And this time, we are going to compare Jodeci and New Edition. I'm sorry, Jodeci and Boys to Men. Jodeci and Boys to Men. Now, who you gonna choose, man? We start off with Shauna. We're gonna ladies first, man. Jodeci, one of them got to go. One of them got to go and can't come back.
I can't.
One of them gone. They gone forever.
No, I can't. Because there are tracks from both of them that are just, I can't let go. I cannot let go of End of the Road. I cannot.
Yeah.
I cannot let go of Come and Talk to Me. I cannot.
We just talked about that, Slaw. I really want to know your name.
What
I can't let go of Feenin'. I can't let go of Feenin'.
It just depends on what kind of mood or what kind of relationship you're in. Now, if you're in a relationship,
is it struggle love?
Yeah, if it's the struggle love, you got Jodeci. But if it's that pure homegrown mom, she can meet mom, you gotta go with Boys to Men.
See, this y'all women.
And to be fair, I'm not even gonna say struggle love. Jodeci was just that
struggle love.
It ain't.
You said it, struggle love.
Jodeci was
come on.
It was street. Jodeci was street. They were wearing high-tech boots. You know what I'm saying?
Untied. They had Martin Lawrence coming out on the Martin show.
Knick-knack, paddywhack. Give a dog a bone. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
So I mean, I don't know. It just depends.
If you want to woo a woman, if you want to like, you just trying to ease your way up in there, you gonna play some. Let's don't wait till the water runs dry. You gonna play some I'll Make Love to You. Like you just don't. You put on some ooh ah. You put on some ooh ah, and it's like ooh and she just falling right into it. But if you like bring your over here, it's time to get it on. Then you gonna put
if you about to have a one night stand, you need Jodeci.
There you go. That's
if you trying to make love, you need Boys to Men because it's gonna mean more.
If you in love,
I was about to say something just now that was gonna get me in trouble.
If you in love, you gonna choose Boys to Men.
I was gonna say now, back in the day, if you got you one of them, never mind. Bonnie Farr's girls, you want that joke.
Well, straight out of the hood, straight out of Bonnie
Wait a minute.
It's all jokes, everybody.
You're not gonna do girls from the forest like that. You're not gonna play
I'm joking. I'm totally joking.
I done been through a couple of them. They crazy too.
Wait a minute. I know. See what I'm saying, Sly? See how you gotta go and mess up. No. You don't pick it back off me and make it worse.
My bad.
Man.
But
Shaman said that's like choosing water or air. I'm with him.
Right.
I can't. I'm not doing it.
Hey, Tara say if you leave it right after you hit, you got to get that Jodeci. I'm telling you, that one. Hey, if you're just there, you know you there for 5-10 minutes. Boy, you better put that feeling on. You got me feeling. That's it.
Hey man, Jodeci versus our Boys to Men, man. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, but I'm gonna be honest, man. I love Crazy. I love Crazy.
Shocking.
And Jodeci is a big ass train wreck, man. It's a big ass fucking train wreck.
Wait. That's like, are you saying this because of the members of the group?
Yeah, because of the members of the group.
Okay.
Boys to men ain't never had no problem. They just had the dude with the deep voice just left. That's the only issue.
Wait. Time out. They're personal lives now. Wanye left his wife and all 4 of his kids that he named after him to be with the mistress.
Hey, but them 4 boys sang their ass off. I followed them on
IG.
Hey,
that ain't got nothing to do with that personal life though, Sly. That just left home.
With 4 boys who he named after him to be with another woman.
Hey,
left his wife and then they also have 2 daughters. So he left his wife and 6 kids.
The 2 girls sang too.
They all sing. They all sing.
And they sound good.
They sound good.
What's his brother
They sang.
I don't know.
Was his brother?
You got a brother?
That wasn't his brother, was
Nate. Nate is
Nate, Sean,
so,
Wanye, and Michael.
Yeah, I thought they was brothers because they both was
Oh
boys.
God, that's the bros. Ain't no bros. Shut up.
Who the bros?
Who?
Carol. Who the bros? They went to college.
Ain't none of them niggas cute.
Who? Carol? Who went to college?
Hey, Sly. Hey, it's on site next time you see T. Bright. It's on site with him and Roundtree.
When he see me
on your neck, Wanye. He say Wanye.
When he see me coming, he go pull out 1 gold boot and 1 purple boot. As soon as he see me coming, man.
And you deserve that stomping you deserve it.
The bros run deep and they run tight, so it ain't gonna just be Terrell. No.
I hope I'll catch him and Roundtree in the same place. Roundtree might have some years of me beating him up when he was little. He might want to take some of that out of him.
Hey, you better leave the light-skinned Qs alone, man. They ain't playing, man.
Oh Lord.
Hey, to go back, Terrell said one of the light-skinned bros must have gave you hell at the interest meet.
Nah, I went to a school. I'm gonna be honest, man. At Eastern Kentucky, it wasn't no Black Greek life, man. We had on our campus when I arrived there, it was 2 girls who were Zetas. It was 1 girl who was a Delta who was a senior about to graduate, and it was 1 little Puerto Rican dude who ran around shouting he was a Q. But whenever we went to Kentucky
State, that cannot be confirmed or denied.
Whenever we went to Kentucky State, he was never around when the real Qs came out. He was never around when we went to Kentucky State around the real Qs.
Yeah, because T Breeze and them was out there. They was Q checking fools, man. They ain't playing with that little Puerto Rican dude.
Yeah, so that
went through too much.
That was Black Greek life, and I think when I left, I think must have been in 2001. They had an Alpha chapter. They had a Kappa chapter that started in 2001.
You say you ain't no Black Greek, but you got the black part.
I got the black part. But the funny thing is, though, I come from a family of Deltas. My mama a Delta. My sister was a Delta. She's no longer a Delta. That's another long story.
That's a whole episode.
That's a whole episode. but my sister, I got 3 cousins who are Deltas and 2 aunts who are Deltas. And my uncle who passed away, he was a Q. My uncle.
I was about to say, now I know your uncle wasn't no Delta.
No.
Wait a minute, Brian.
But look, he came from a long line of Deltas. And then he's like my sister, my mama, I got cousins.
Wait a minute.
And my uncle was a Delta. I just thought that was coming out now.
Wait a minute. Tread lightly.
No.
I know.
Tread lightly. Shout out to my sorors of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I would never disrespect y'all, but I just thought that was coming.
But all of them was real Deltas though. They crossed while they was in school. They wasn't paper Deltas.
Uh-oh. Yep, and there goes the show. And thank you for watching
the scene.
Slide, go ahead, man. Cut it out.
Look, Brian, tell your boy this is why he gets cussed out.
Man, I'm not getting in that. Y'all
I ain't saying
for 30-something years.
Because he be doing the most.
I'm not getting in it. He don't listen to me anyway. I played with that fool. He don't listen to nobody, Shauna. So you gotta handle your. There go Misha.
They go my favorite cheerleader. Misha got my back.
No,
never.
Misha got my back.
Please.
My favorite cheerleader dance partner.
Hey, I might be like Chance. I might be 128 out of my class in high school, but I know I'm smart enough.
Out of 129.
No, it was out of 130, Shauna. So cut it out. Give them that extra perk.
Y'all gonna stop talking. Y'all gonna stop talking about my president.
Hey, but even me and Chance smart enough to know Misha's gonna have Shauna back. Even if she wrong, we know she gonna have S. Dot back.
She got my back.
Now.
All right.
Look. Chance is watching. There he is.
See, they talking about you, El Presidente.
Y'all had that man ears burning.
Hey, Chance, it's good to see
you
called
him Whip. Sly said he was whipped. Broadner said he might have been 128.
I said we might have been 128 combined, Sean. See, man, y'all cut it out. Y'all gonna be on site with Chance, and I don't want to mess with Chance.
Chance, they talk about you, Chance.
Wasn't me. I got your back, Chance.
Wasn't me. El
Chance, don't watch the back end, watch the front end when I got your back.
El Presidente wasn't me.
It be your own people, Chance.
Your own folk.
It be your own people.
Your own people that will do you in every time.
Well,
every time.
Check this, man. We're getting close to the end. Man. We got any parting shots we want to say before we get out of here? We always start off with S. Dot, man. You got anything you want to say before we get out of here, Shauna?
Shockingly, I'm going to say love on your people.
Oh,
it is. Life is short. The old folks say the one appointment we never miss is the appointment when it's our time to leave this earth. So we don't know when that's going to happen. Make sure you let your people know that you care about them. Check on your strong friend. Check it. If somebody crosses your mind, just give them a text. Holler at them. Let them know you were thinking about them. It can make a difference. Take care of yourselves. Check on your people. It costs you nothing to be nice.
There it is. Oh, my man, Sleep popped on. That's my baby.
Sleep.
That's my homie from Roosevelt Village. What's going on?
It. The Ville life.
The Ville out here.
Hammer.
Well, hammer. You got any parting shots you want to put out there, LBZ?
Man, we got a lot of kids going off to college, leaving early for sports and other programs that they're a part of. Go and be safe. Go and blaze you a new path. You don't have to be what statistics say you are, what you have to be. Go and blaze your own path. These are some of the best moments of your life, best memories of your life. Go and enjoy, but always remember what you're there for. You're there for business, but there will be fun along the way, but you have to be able to differentiate between the two.
There it is,
man. You sounding like you educated.
Just a little bit. That's that Columbia High, that 128 out of 130. Now imagine what the top half sound like. That's that.
Well, check this, man. This has been another great episode of the RIP 28 podcast. Another great episode of the RIP 28 podcast. We appreciate you listening. Like I said at the beginning of the show, over 1,000 listeners per episode in the first 7 days. We've been averaging that for the past month. Pop my collar. That's what I'm saying. Over 1,000 listeners for the first 7 days in each of our episodes for the past month. So popping our collar, and I got that number in last month in the month of June, we had over 11,000 listens in the month of June. So, take that, pump. Take that, pump. That's what we do on the RIP 28 podcast. The RIP 28 podcast. Check this out, man.
Brian, I need one of those hats, Brian.
Yes, ma'am.
As we get out of here, man, give you a little bit of inspiration or a little bit of advice, what I like to do before I go, man. If you're kicking it with a young lady and you just kicking it, you being romantic, doing whatever you want to do, man, there's always wear protection, because there's something out there worse that can happen. You can catch something really bad if you take that condom off. you can catch feelings as soon as you take that condom off. You catch feelings. This is the Rip 28 podcast. We'll see you next week. Hope you enjoyed yourself on the Rip.
Why do we keep him around? Why do we keep him around? Why do we keep
we
him around?
for punishment.
It was going so well.
Who want to catch feelings? Who want to catch feelings, man?
Wait a minute.
Just because they throw you back.
Hey, man. Sometimes they throw away a good thing.
Yeah.
See ya.
This fool.
Find it.